Cool, and off we go. So good evening, everyone. I'm so excited to see you all. It is the 8th of October 2018. My name is Caroline Stalker, and I'm an Executive Area Manager and proud independent consultant for Arbonne International. So I'm super excited to see you all this evening. Now, this is kind of the beginning of a trial that we're going to do. So we've talked for some time about wanting to have a kind of a standard way of helping people to come into the business, that they understand what we're talking about and how they can launch their business strong. So what we're going to try is an 8-week period of going through some core skills. It's going to be really useful who have been here in the business for a while, and it's also going to be brilliant for people who are new. And it means that when you're bringing somebody on board, a new person, even if you're not very confident, it means that you know that you can bring them onto these same calls, and we'll be recording them as we go along, and if people want to go faster, they'll be able to watch all the calls. And then we'll see what happens at the end, whether then we roll off and then we then people then move on to our main training calls. But for this next 8 weeks, we're going to give it a whirl, just having the whole team coming into these particular ones. Okay, so we've got various people on the call, so I'm going to hope for the best, fingers crossed. If you do see there's anyone that needs to be admitted, just let me know and off we go. So the first 2 calls, today and next week, are kind of generic understanding of the business. So this is helping people come on board and be clear about kind of what does it mean when we talk about doing Arbonne, how does that really work, and then how do we start to get launched strong. It's so important when we come into this business, or any business that you set up, that you kind of have a real like big boost of energy and excitement and you get your business launched strong. So I'm going to try and touch on kind of 2 or 3 sections today, just quickly. They're going to be an overview level. So if it goes too fast, if you're new, just watch back the call again, or talk to your sponsor about questions and things that come up as a result of what's in here. What we're then going to do in the next 6 calls is then take some of those things to a bit more detail. So when we talk about parties or workshops today, for example, then we'll do a whole session on that in a couple of weeks' time. So don't panic that we're not going to give you detail today. We're just going to kind of give you the beginnings of how to get going. Okay, so if the technology works, let me see if I can. Now we've still got people coming into the calls here, so if any of you do see, just unmute yourself and shout out if you need me to let somebody in. So if the technology works, let's see if I'm able to share my screen. Here we go. Okay. Right, can we all see the screen broadly? Okay, so on there, so as I say, core training session 1, getting started successfully, and just some little things on there about Walt Disney. All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them, which is totally true, and those kind of things are really relevant to us in our business here. Okay, so first of all, if you're new on this call, woo, congratulations for making an incredible first step. It is so exciting to be part of this incredible business, and just to have the opportunity just to transform people's lives. So up the top there, you can see a little picture of Petamork, our I'm just wondering, yeah. So Petamork, our so I've got chat coming up. Petamork at the top there in the black and white, Petamork, our founder. So nearly 40 years ago, Peter was an incredible visionary, and he had this amazing vision that was well ahead of his time to create this incredible company where we could absolutely transform lives. And that was really what he set out to do, both through the incredible products and through this amazing business opportunity. And he really wanted to change lives. And that's really, we're living Peter's vision every day. And when we look at some of the things later on that I'll suggest to do, it is really important to understand what Peter was really wanting to try and achieve. And there are some little videos that you can watch from him that just give you a bit of an idea of kind of what it was that he was trying to do through this amazing business. The other thing to say is, so the company's amazing, the industry is incredible. So there's a few quotes I've just put on there about this incredible industry of network marketing. Now, if anyone on this call is coming in as a new person and you've got any kind of, I don't know, lack of confidence about the industry, I want you to just put that to one side, because this is an amazing industry. It's a massive industry. You can see in the little orange box up here the value of the network marketing industry. It is massive, and there are so many people that are going to be building their futures and their companies and their jobs around this business over the next coming years, which is really exciting. There's a little quote down the bottom. I don't know if you can see it or if it's under the faces. If it is, I'll post the the slides later anyway, just about from Robert Kiyosaki. So he's a really renowned writer and kind of speaker around sort of ways to create wealth, and he's absolutely committed to network marketing being an amazing industry. So one of the things that we do when we're building our confidence and launching our business is build our confidence in our company Arbonne and also the industry as a whole. So this is relevant because some of these things are going to come back when we talk about what to do first in this business. And then down the bottom here, we've just got some pictures, got our very own Regional Vice President, Carol Sutton-Houghton there with her Mercedes, our little row of Mercedes. And these, if you can see the picture here, is all the Vice Presidents from the UK at our recent conference. So we know that this industry works and we know that this business works. So people before us have been successful, and we've got 40 years of knowing how to make this business successful and how to launch successfully. So if your sponsors suggest to do certain things, that's because we've got a system that works, and we know how to help people to launch. We know how to help them to launch successfully. And effectively, the only difference in this is us. It's whether we make this business successful, because the model works, the products are amazing, the company is brilliant, and people before us have been successful, and this whole business is about duplication. So we're going to show you a system. It's totally up to you. It's your business. You can run it how you like, but I would strongly recommend that you follow the guidance that you're being given, because we know that that's how to help make this business work. So first of all, yay! Very exciting. Congratulations. Oh, let me see if I can go to the next slide. Here we go. Okay, so the first thing also when we're thinking about this is that we want to get your business to be incredibly successful, and we want to help you to achieve all the dreams that you perhaps already started thinking about in this business. And this whole idea about why you're doing Arbonne and what it's going to give you and where it's going to take you is absolutely critical to the success of your business, because you have to know why you're doing it. We're all busy in many different ways. We've all got other commitments. We all go to work. We've got children, and there are many million reasons why things get in the way of us being successful in our Arbonne business. And you need to have a why, we call it a why that is stronger and more powerful than all those reasons why things get in the way of doing Arbonne. Otherwise, time evaporates and you think, oh, actually, I'd rather be watching the television, going to the gym, sitting with my husband, playing with my children, all the other things that are kind of nice in life. But actually, you need to have a reason. So one of the things we're going to suggest for you to do is to sit down and go through with your sponsor and make sure you have written down the reasons why you want to do Arbonne and what it's going to give you. We've got a little template that you can use, and that is really, really important. That you think about, this business has incredible potential. I'm sure if you've been taken through the Arbonne for You presentation, you've seen that at a national vice president level, the average earnings are £14,000 a month. I mean, that's just incredible and life-changing. So it gives us a massive opportunity. So one of the things we're going to do is get our why really, really clear, so we know why we're doing this business. Okay, and then just quickly, once we've got that why, how do we go about translating that into real life, into creating this life of our dreams? So the first thing is that kind of you need to have that vision, that intention of where you want to go, and then you need to take action. So you've got to actually do something about that, and then you have to do that thing consistently. So in Arbonne, we talk a lot about consistency rather than constantly. So you need to work your business consistently. We find that every day or every couple of days you need to be doing little bits on Arbonne, not doing a great load of work once every 2 weeks. That isn't really how it works. So in this, your sponsor is going to talk to you about understanding your why, thinking what you need to do to make that happen, and then doing it consistently. It's not a get rich quick scheme. No real business is in real life unless it's something that's kind of is a fake thing. So we're always looking at a 3 to 5 year plan. So you're absolutely going to be able to make some money in the short term, but your long-term incredible why and dreams are a 3 to 5 year plan, and it's entirely effort based. So if you put in the work, it's there for the taking. If you don't put in the work, that's fine. You can have it as a hobby, but it's not going to create those incredible life-changing earnings. Okay, so this is just a bit at the beginning, then we're kind of going to go on to what do we do next. Okay, so we've touched a little bit about this already. In Arbonne, we're all self-employed, we're all our own boss, and we all decide how to run our own businesses. That is amazing, and that is brilliant. We don't have any targets, we don't have any requirements to do anything. So you're in control, But as we said earlier, we have a proven system. Okay, the system works, and we need to understand, like, how do we make that work so that it's going to work for you. So what you need to sit down with your sponsor and discuss is, what do you want out of this? What earnings, if you're doing this financial reasons, what earnings do you want to get out of this business? How quickly do you want to be earning £500 a month, £1,000 a month, £2,000 a month? Because how quickly you want that and what level of earnings you want will determine how much effort you need to put in and how we support you in terms of what activities we do. And then how much time can you carve out of your week to be able to make this happen? So just like it's a part-time business or a part-time job, and just the same as if you decided to work part-time in a bar, you'd work for 5 hours, 10 hours a week, 15 hours a week. If you went to stack shelves in Tesco, you'd work for a certain number of hours. If you went to do a second job, if you're a teacher marking extra exam papers, you would work a certain number of extra hours to create that income. And we need to be realistic about what hours we work. We'll talk a little bit about that later on. But you need to know and understand before you get into this how much you think it's going to take. No one pays us not to do work. You know, at the end of the day, we have to do work and make sales and help customers in order to get paid. Ideally, you need to be 100% coachable, and that's one of the questions your sponsor will ask you. So are you prepared to follow the system? Because you'll be much more likely to be successful if you follow the system that your sponsor tells you. And we'll then match our effort with yours. So if you're really wanting to run, go fast, follow the system, be coachable, then we will absolutely coach and support you and match that effort with yours. If you want it as a little hobby, then similarly we'll kind of match that. And we all need to work on ourselves. One of the things that I think all of us have to realise when we come into this business is, whatever we've done before, however big a job we've had before, we're starting at the bottom of a new profession. So my husband started as a doctor at 35, and he had to start back at the beginning, even though he'd had a proper job in a corporate world environment first. You have to start again, and that's what we need to do, is you need to learn the business and learn the way it works in this industry and in this business, and basically keep it simple. One of the biggest things that I think we find is a problem at the moment in this business is that we almost overcomplicate the business, and that for new people, don't let yourself get drawn into a whole lot of other complicated parts of Arbon. There is more complexity you can get into later, but when you're new, just try and be really, really focused on just doing the simple things of learning how to talk to people about these products and these businesses. And then the last thing is, we have to duplicate down, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, this is very quick. So I just really want to, I keep saying this to my team and even to myself, that we have to remember we're just providing a shop and a service like any other. All of these pictures that you can see here are businesses which are either that are franchised, where the people that are running these businesses are like us, self-employed, but running under the umbrella of a wider, bigger company. And so we're just the same as any of those other companies. We only have a certain target market. We only have a certain niche of people who want to shop in our shop. And that's totally fine. There's no one brand that suits everyone. But look at and be interested in how other companies work. How do they attract customers? How do they attract you? How do they make you get excited and want to go into the shop? And then think about the fact that you're only earning money when you're helping clients buy and take advantage of our products and services. So that's really important as well. Okay, so what does actually running your Arbon business involve? Okay, so this again, it's quite simple. So here's my little picture of my lady holding up her "We're open." So we open a shop or a clinic or a salon, however you want to think of it in your mind, but ours happens to be virtual. So you're effectively running it from home. You don't have a physical presence on the street. But if you did have a presence on the street, then the picture on the right there, this little green balloon and banners, is a shop that's just opened, or I suppose it's a shop that's just opened in the high street of my actual village here, which is basically doing exactly what we do. They're selling vegan, gluten-free shakes and other things for weight management and increased energy, sports performance, and so on. But they've got a physical shop. So what they've done is they've got an A board outside, they've got a balloon hanging off it, and they've got banners outside, and they're running little evening workshops and get-togethers and things to promote what they do. And that's what we need to do when we think about launching our shop. Just because we haven't got a shop front, we need to find a way to get out there and help our customers to know we exist and get them to go, "Oh, that's interesting. I'd like to pop in and see what this you're offering." Okay, and you can have the best products in the world, but if you don't open your shop, as I said, I've put down here, you've got a great product, but no customers equals no business equals no income, and your shop will fold. And we've all seen shops that open and then they close again. And you need to launch your business in a big balloon, bannery kind of way to help people to know that you're there. And the bigger and more brave and more exciting and more momentum filled way you launch your business will be much more likely to make a success of your business. And that's exciting. It's a little bit frightening, but it's also amazing. And then you have to open your shop effectively, so see customers for enough hours each week to make the amount of to see the number of customers you think you need to see. Okay. Then you're going to start to build a customer base. So you're going to open your shop, learn about the products and how to talk about those, and then if you see enough clients, some of those clients will eventually start to buy through you, and you'll earn commissions. So we earn 35% or 15% commissions when people choose to buy in our shop. Some people around you will look in the shop, but they won't buy straight away. That's okay, because they might buy in the second month, or in the third month, or in the fourth month, or in the fifth month, or in the 12th month that your shop is open. So you want to be keeping in contact with those people too. Oh, hang on a sec, I'm not sure everyone's muted. Do you want to see if you're not, can you just double check? If you look at the bottom left of your screen, see if you're able to mute yourself.
Sorry,
That's okay, sorry, I thought I'd muted everyone. Okay, and then you're going to look after those customers. So that's our own shop. And then the other option then that we can do is that we offer that opportunity to other people to run their own shop in just the same way that we're running our own shop. So on my picture here, I've got lots of little people owning their own shops, and they're all self-employed, they're owning their own commissions, and then you're just coaching and supporting them and showing them this same duplicatable system about how they go out there and talk to customers and help those customers take advantage of our products and services. And you get then what's called an override, which I think is 6 to 17, unless I've got that confused. I can't remember what the top number is, which is what we earn when we help other people to run their own shop. And those are the only two things we do. We run our own shop and see our own clients, and then we help other people to set up their own shops. Okay, and then all those other shops have their own customers, and then we're changing the world with thousands of people that we're helping to be successful and to come on board with these amazing products, which is brilliant. And then, as you probably know, then what we ideally want to do, if you want to grow a bigger income, is that then you continue to grow that network of people by helping other new people to open up their own shops, help their own customers, and we're going to teach them how to do that. And it has to duplicate down in order for you to get time leverage. So your sponsor will probably have spoken to you about this, that when you're working in your own shop, you're effectively still trading your time for money. When you're working with a team, then you're getting that override on the time, the hours that those other people in your team are working and the customers that they're seeing. And that's what we call this residual income. And we have to love, support and nurture our new business partners that come on board with us and help them. But this duplication is really, really important, that you need to duplicate what your sponsor tells you, and then you need to show the people below you how to duplicate it, and then show them how to teach the people below them how to duplicate it. Okay, so what do we actually do when we get started? What's our system? So first of all, it's really easy. You're just going to stop using your old products. You're going to start using our fantastic carbon products, and you're going to share information with other people about how good they are, and let them take a look and see if they want to buy something. And then you're going to show other people how they can do that very self-same thing. As we said earlier, how many hours a week you do it for just depends on how quickly you develop your skills and then the speed that you grow your business. So we've put some averages on there, kind of in the middle. A jogger might be 5 to 10 hours a week, a walker, kind of hobby level, 5 hours a week, and a runner is going to be your 10, 15 hours a week of income producing activity. And it's fine, you can do any of those, but you need to be realistic then about how much income you'll achieve and how quick you'll grow your business. Okay, so you're going to want to become a product of the product. That means use our product so you can make authentic recommendations, be a walking advertisement for your business, because you wouldn't go into another business and expect them, you know, an Apple store and expect them to be standing there with a Samsung phone in their pocket. Like, that's just not how it works. Okay, so you're going to want to have some products in your start order, so talk to your sponsor about what you want your start order to be, and that start order has to be what you can afford, but it is, think of it, that you're making an initial investment in your multi-million-pound business, which is what this business can be, So I would say to people, kind of make enough of an investment that it makes you a little bit uncomfortable, because then it makes you work to earn that money back. Ideally, you want to have some skincare and some nutrition, plus ideally some samples so that you can show those to people. So you want some products for you to use so you can talk authentically, and you want some samples ideally for people to trial and to be able to use. Doing the 30 days healthy living is a massive part of our business now, and I strongly recommend doing that as soon as you possibly can. Okay, so then when we talked about our opening up the doors of our shop effectively, how many people do we need to see come through that door on a monthly basis? So we always work on an ideal scenario of being 30 to 40 new people a month. So that is not people you've already spoken to about Arbonne, it's other new people that you might meet. So they're either people you already know or people that you're going to meet in the future. And literally we've got a little sheet here that's in one of the folders that we've got on our Facebook group, and if you find this helpful, you literally can write down the names of all the new people that you see on a monthly basis. And if you see 40 new people and talk to them about the products or the business, some of those people will love what we do and they will want to buy and they want to get involved, which is really exciting. Okay, ways in which we're going to engage with those clients are very, very simple. There are very few ways that we really engage with our clients. So on the business side, we might do a group presentation. So to more than one person, we talk about the way the business works, or we talk about the way the business works on a one-to-one basis, either face-to-face or online. So we might be chatting on Messenger, or we might be doing a video conference call with that person. Then we're going to do group presentations. That's where we see people in a small group, say 4 to 8 people, and we talk to them about primarily the products, but then with a bit of business in as well. Or we see people one-to-one, so us and them, about the products, again with a bit of business in there, and we're going to do a focus one-to-one. So we're going to be calling that things like face-to-face meetings, makeovers, nutrition consultations. You could do a facial one-to-one perhaps. Or we can give them gold bags or samples, and again we'll talk about that in a later training, but that's where we give people full-size products and they can try those at home. Ideally, you always want to tell the whole Arbonne story every time we speak to anyone about this business, because we just never know how people want to get involved. So we don't know if they want to become a customer, or if they want to become a host, or if they want to become a consultant. So try to always give people the whole Arbonne story. Plus, when you're letting people see the products, they have to know what makes our products special. So they need to hear the bit of the Arbonne story about our background, about our ingredients policy, about our ethics, because that is important when they're making that decision about whether they love the products, because that's part of what they're seeing when they try our products. Again, we'll talk about that in more detail. This, you don't need to go through all the list now, but you can look at this when you see the slides later, and your sponsor can talk to you about the difference between income producing activity and non-income producing activity. So we need both of these to make our business work. So income producing activity is physically talking to people about the business or about the products, or giving them products to try. Non-income producing activities, all the other bits that we need to make this business work. So developing our skills, thinking of people to talk to, liaising with those people, reading and personal development. So those are important, but they're both important, but we need to balance them. But don't only do non-income generating activity and think you're doing Arbonne, because you have to be doing those income producing activity for that, say 5 to 15 hours a week of your Arbonne time. Okay, we've got a generic Arbonne system, which is 222. You can find this particular flyer on the source. If you look at the activity system, I think it is, or 222. But basically, the generic Arbonne system for the whole world is 2 group presentations a week, 2 one-on-ones, 2 requests for people to look at the business, and it's got some calculations about how many people you'd see if you've done that. This is our nation system, and this is what you need to teach other people that you sponsor as well. So what we always try to do is we try to do 2 new people added to your list. So we have a list. Again, your sponsor can explain what this means, and we're going to talk about it a bit more on next week's call. But we're going to be adding 2 new names a day, asking 2 people to take a look at the business or the products every day, and following up every day with 2 of those people. That is totally achievable on a daily basis, however busy we are. It takes like no time. Okay, and then those 2 2s are going to lead to income producing activity. So we're then going to be aiming on a weekly basis to do 3 business one-to-ones a week, 2 product exposures, so either seeing people one-to-one or giving them a gold bag, and 1 group event a week. If you decide to do a different combination of those, you're just going to need to do more of the other ones if you don't do so many of, say, a group events. But again, this all comes back to this 30 to 40 new people a month. And if you do that and you're seeing those people, that will lead to people joining your business and making sales through your shop. And we aim for what's called this building block. Again, you can talk to your sponsor in a bit more detail about what this means, of the 2,500 personal qualifying volume, which is basically dollars that go for your own personal shop, your customers. An idea that we then want to sponsor in, so we're building our customer base, we want to build in new preferred clients, that's what PCs are, and new independent consultants every month with a starting order over 150 QB, which kind of means they've done like a proper order. Okay, and then launch activity. So getting your business off the ground takes concerted activity. I always think of it a bit like having a newborn baby. The first 2 or 3 months are really, really hard work, and the babies really need a lot of energy in it to look after that baby. Or look at that jumbo jet there. Imagine the energy and the power that is needed to lift a jumbo jet like that off the ground. The lifting off the ground is the hard bit. Once the jumbo jet is in the air, it's all plain sailing. So the engine still needs to run when it's in the air, but the big energy, the shaking and the noise of the engine is in the takeoff. And that's how the very beginning part of your business really needs to feel for you to be getting going. It needs to feel busy and exciting. You need to be full of energy and passion. And admittedly, you're doing it against, alongside your other commitments, but it needs to have a level of focus for you to get your business off the ground. But you need to keep it simple. Don't get distracted with complicated things. So I'm going to put these in a separate set of checklists that you can look at afterwards, but you're going to want to know the industry. So there are some books and audios that you can do to help you understand that. You need to get to know Arbonne. So there's a few short videos of Pettermore. You can watch a Discover Arbonne presentation that tells you our story, so you start to learn how to tell that. And you can start to get to know sort of the way in which our system works. And there are some specific resources there on the source, and I've put them into our Getting Started folder as well that you can use to explain to you how the system works, or how our computer system works. Going back to what we said earlier, you're going to clarify your why with your sponsor, and there's a personal strategy document, or there's a section in the 90-day Getting Started booklet where you're going to clarify with your sponsor your why, what you're looking for in terms of your goals, and the hours of time you're able to be committed. And then you're going to mark out in your diary the time that you're going to do Arbonne. So literally highlight with a highlighter pen the hours you think you're going to have available, and pop in the trainings and things like that as well. You need to get to know the products. We said earlier, you need to order the right products for you to use and to show other people, ideally a mix of ones from around through our product range. I suggest to read the catalogue. There's a wealth of information in there. There's also 2 really simple guides, one on the Healthy Living Guide and one on the Skin Guide, that give you a really good overview of kind of how to talk about the nutrition and how to talk about our skincare products. And then if you want more detail, your sponsor can tell you where to find things like the product focus guides, and then basically use the products. That's what's really important. Okay, then you're going to create your 100 list. Now, your sponsor has hopefully already spoken to you about this. This is basically the first list of our first 100 people you can think of. There's a memory jogger that's on our Facebook group, and there's also another one that's on the source. And this is just a brain dump of different kinds of things, just to start to think that you can think a lot broader than your initial set of friends, which people often do. Then this is the critical bit. So before we go this evening, I want you to take this away, that this is the income producing activity that's going to create momentum and excitement in your business. So you need to book, ideally, 4 face-to-face launches. Your sponsor will help you with some or all of those, ideally as soon as you humanly possibly can in this business, because your energy and your excitement is never higher than at the beginning. These face-to-face launches are so critical because they're going to get a lot of people to know what you're doing. Like my little picture of the people who open their shop on my high street, you're going to have your banners up, you're going to have your balloons out, you're going to be getting people so excited, you're going to have canapes, you're going to be telling people, come in, this is really, really exciting, I want you to come and support me in my business. So it gets the word out to a lot of people really quickly, and gets people buying the products, gets you seeing things working successfully, and it gets you booking activity for things to do in the following month by going through this first section here. You're going to do some product drops, and you're going to hold a business dream team call to talk to people who want to potentially do this as a business, and then do some business presentations as well with your sponsors, so you're looking at both the sides of the business. Now, I'm just conscious of the time, so I think we're going to need to jump onto our 9 o'clock call in a moment. I think that's nearly the end. The other bits were just to list some websites and apps that you can look at. Start to think about some social media activity, but I would counsel you from getting too embroiled in that. Just do the real core work at the beginning of your launches. Think about how much time you've got, so everyone has enough time. It's just how we prioritize it. So do that marking out activity in your diary, and then don't get emotional about anything. It's just a business, okay? We'll talk more about this next week. So don't let anyone get in your way. Don't let anyone steal your dreams. Don't let anyone put doubt in your mind. We know this business works, and we know it's amazing, and just stay focused. Talk to your sponsor, and they're going to help hold your hand through this amazing process. And don't worry if you can't see the whole picture yet. Just take the first steps and start seeing how this business works and how amazing it feels. So I hope that's been helpful for you. This is the first one of 8. We're going to do another sort of generic one next week, and then we'll start drilling down into the detail of how you do the different bits of this business. In terms of, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Let's dive onto the 9 o'clock call. And now there's a link, isn't there, to the 9 o'clock call. Does everyone have the link? So I can't give you a Zoom call number for this one. So if you haven't got the link, go back to your WhatsApp groups and check if you've got the link in there, okay? And then you'll need to follow through from the link. I hope that's all good. There's a link, yeah. I'm sorry, Catherine, I can't actually, I don't think it's like some kind of a pre-recorded thing. Hang on, where are we? I'm trying to find you the link. It's in our, it's a complicated one. It's like an https://buff.ly/fsj, various different things. Probably the best thing is for you to go and look in the media sections of our pages. I'll repost it again now if you haven't got it, and then you can, yeah, Lisa put it in our Sutton-Houghton Facebook group. I don't know if that means that Fiona's pre-recorded it, potentially. Yeah, I'll put it in your chat now, Esmeralda. But otherwise, if you go to the Sutton-Houghton Facebook group, and you'll be able to find the link on there. Have a brilliant week. Go and speak to your sponsor about how to do those activities and get those in your diary so you're launching and seeing people as quickly as you possibly can, and you're going to be amazing. I look forward to hearing next week how everyone's got on. Bye, everyone.